How to talk to anyone was one of the most issues that bothered me as I was growing up. Being labeled as shy by my parents and peers and having my hands, feet, and whole body frozen when confronted with a situation where I needed to speak out and express myself exploded the feeling inside me that talking to people is a very difficult thing. I always watched with envy other people conversing freely with no problems and wondered how I can cultivate the same skill. How can I be like them? How can I talk without barriers? I would not say it was an easy process to get out of that cocoon and develop the skills of talking to anyone. It was a path paved with more struggles than ease and more failures than successes. But that does not matter. The only thing that matters is that I reached my destination. I arrived at a place in my life where I can converse freely and express myself openly, not afraid to be scared by others. And that is all that matters. How can I talk to anyone? I always ask myself this question. Again and again I would think about it and feel ashamed and dismayed by my shortcomings. Why am I so weak? I would silently wonder to myself, growing even weaker by the question itself. You change only when you decide to change. You get out of a situation when you make up your mind to get out of it. You acquire new knowledge when you open yourself to new ideas. And you develop a new skill when you're willing to act. There is no other way. How did I find the answer to the question that bothered me? Well, it was a long journey that started by realizing my situation, admitting to myself my weaknesses, accepting them rather than mentally fighting them, understanding the importance of changing my reality, and then finding the resources that can help. Reading books on the subject, discussing the issue with family, eagerly and carefully watching talk shows and TV series to pick up nuggets here and there that can help. All of these helped only because I was willing to take action. I was willing to take a first step, to face my fears and to do something. If I did not do that and relied only on resources without taking action, I would still be struggling till this moment. Let me teach you a point or two about what I learned on the subject of how to talk to anyone. It might help you find your path and shed your cocoon. The first thing I want to tell you is that I found out that feeling this shyness and anxiety that I used to have whenever I was in a situation where I needed to talk to others, that crippling feeling that swept over me every time I thought I'm putting myself in a place where I need to talk to new strangers, was just a big boo-boo and has no roots or foundation. Why did I used to freeze in these social situations? In the answer to this question lies the salvation from this problem. It is because of fear. Fear that people would judge me, label me, think in a funny or bad way about me, find me boring, find me unamusing, find me stupid, knowing nothing, find me lacking, or discover I am weak. There was an overwhelming idea in my being, talking to me in my head, unconsciously or maybe consciously, telling me that the moment you open your mouth, your truth is going to be revealed to others. Sometimes I would be so afraid not to have an intelligent response or a shrewd answer for a comment by someone. And to avoid being exposed, I would just freeze and smile all the time, giving short answers to anyone who would address me. If by any chance I gave a good response to a question or remark, I would be ecstatic for a week, like I have achieved a breakthrough. What a pity. How to solve the problem? I found the solution to the problem in many things. Let me tell you about two of them here. The first was to read, and read. Reading gave me knowledge, stories, news, anecdotes, and exposed me to experiences that I could see happening in front of me on the pages of the books. These new ideas filled my mind with knowledge and substance that came to the rescue in conversations. Suddenly I started realizing that I have a lot in my mind that I can share. This helped me build my confidence in being sure that I have a talk arsenal stored in my head that would reflect a positive image about me. The second solution was to catch the boo-boo in my head, to catch this voice that used to talk to me all the time, telling me that I'm going to be exposed and laughed at if I spoke, telling me that I do not have something intelligent and worth sharing. What conditioned this voice in my head to talk in this manner? I did not know, but what I knew is that it was creating my reality about myself. I also realized that this voice is under my control and I can command it to talk in a positive way. A person's mind is a garden that one should take care of and preserve. Negative self-talk is nothing but weed seeds that are planted in someone's head. The majority of people are unaware of the self-talk patterns that are continuously repeated in their heads. Most people are unaware of ideas sprouting in their minds continuously in the form of a voice talking to them and images playing like a movie on the back of their minds. Leaving the self-talk on autopilot is dangerous because it creates your reality for you. What do? You take hold of your self-talk. You always monitor it. You always keep it under control. Talk to yourself in a positive way. Tell yourself things like, I am capable. I am strong. I can do it. I can achieve whatever I put as a goal. I am intelligent and smart. And eliminate the negative self-talk that most people experience against their will without them being aware of it. We call this state, the state where you're always aware of your self-talk, the present state. You always should be present. Don't allow yourself not to be present, leaving the self-talk on autopilot. Let's go back to our original subject, my struggle to change my shyness problem and how I managed to answer part of the puzzle and how to talk to anyone. The major two lessons that I learned that helped me solve my problems are, the first, as my experience and knowledge as a result of reading books expanded, I found that it was easier for me to face people and talk to them. I became confident that I have enough inside me that would carry me gracefully through any conversation. The second was related to my self-talk. My self-talk was negative, destructive, out of control, and running on autopilot. When I took control of it and switched it forcefully to say things like, I am great, I am a wonderful person, I have lots of stories to share, I can do it, things started changing in my life. I started believing this new voice in my head, and it created my new reality. I managed to disbelieve the childhood labels that stalked me for a lifetime. How to talk to anyone is a skill that starts with believing in yourself and your abilities. Build that belief by building your knowledge through books and take control of your thought train. And then seek out resources to teach you some conversation skills in this area.